song.
We got an intro song?
We got a theme song.
Wow. Listen, what is this theme song you got here, man? Oh, man. I like it.
Not yet.
Get the fuck up.
Ladies and gentlemen, what up? My name is Chris.
I am Greg.
And we are the Old Man Gang. And welcome to episode 10 of the Old Man Gang. What up, Greg? How you feeling?
Wow, I'm feeling excited that we're up to episode 10.
It's been 10 episodes already, man. It seemed like it went by pretty fast.
It did, man. I mean, how long we been doing this? We got 10 episodes already.
It's only been like 8-9 weeks, bro.
8-9 weeks, we did 10 episodes. Wow.
I think that's an accomplishment. I think this is like a milestone.
It is, man.
I think this is like a milestone. And since it's an important episode and such a milestone, I think we should have an important guest. So that's why we got an important guest today.
Absolutely, man. We got a great guest today, man.
Yeah, talk a little bit about who we have on the show today.
We have Noah Burroughs, man. We're gonna get to know more about him a little bit later on in the show. He's a great guy. He's in the community. He's doing big things, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. As for now, tell me about your week. How was your week so far?
My week is pretty good so far. Actually, my birthday is tomorrow.
That's right. Happy birthday.
I'm gonna be 50-16.
50-16.
The oldest teenager in the world.
You know that's not a number, right?
That's a number. I'm a teenager.
That's not a thing, bro.
It is.
Tell the people how old you really are.
I'm 50-16. Right now, no, right now you're right, because I'm 50-15. Tomorrow, okay. I'm going to be 56.
No, you're 56,000. Then Kamala, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, how was your week?
It was a good week.
It was a good week. What did you do?
Well, we had our Christmas in July with the family.
Christmas in July? What is that about?
Please explain. What the hell is that?
Christmas in July, we just celebrate Christmas in that month. That's
why?
All. We do all Christmas fixings, food.
But don't you have
presents.
Christmas in December too?
Yes.
So just fuck it, just Christmas whenever you want, right?
And dancing and yeah.
Okay.
That was Saturday.
What did you get for Christmas?
I told you no gifts.
No gifts, just everything else. So what's the point?
I don't get it, man.
There's no point if you're
it's
not
hot
getting
outside. You don't even have a tree. Santa Claus is not coming in July.
You're not giving no gifts. The only thing you're just doing is somebody got to do extra work by cooking more food. That's it.
Cooking more food. July. We had the little headbands with the little decorations on it.
Gotcha. Okay. Really corny.
Is this just your family, or is this like somebody else? Does somebody else do this?
Yeah. Does anybody else do Christmas in July? Because I've never heard of that.
Whatever. Yes, it was our family.
You know who does Christmas in July? Who? The Hallmark Channel. They do Christmas.
Yes, the Hallmark Channel.
They got Christmas movies all year.
Yeah. QVC does it.
That's a fact.
And then Sunday I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine.
You saw Deadpool?
Yeah.
How was that? How was the movie?
It was amazing.
It was amazing?
Yes.
All right. Don't spoil it. I'm going to see it tonight after the show.
You going to see Deadpool tonight?
I'm going to see Deadpool tonight. Me and my son is going to go.
I'm going to lay down tonight. I'm tired.
Junior, you better stay up so we can go see the movie tonight. Don't play with me.
Deadpool tonight.
It made $211 million.
$211 million.
That sounds like what I made last year, bro.
Yeah.
That sounds like almost what I made last year. $211 million.
Now, how long has it been out?
It just started Thursday.
So since Thursday, they made $211 million.
That's crazy, bro.
Wow.
What I gotta do to get in that type of business? Well,
and it was
we already
2
know.
hours long.
You think our movie will sell like that when we make a movie?
Yeah, we're gonna sell 212 million.
I think we're gonna sell 212 DVDs. That's it.
No, man, I'm telling you, the Old Man Gang is about to take over the world. Son.
If we lucky, we get 212 DVDs. Cause shit,
wow,
I can't explain it.
Donald Trump's feeling a little nervous right now.
I don't know.
You know what I think? I think she should pick a woman for her running mate, man.
She won't.
I don't know.
I think she should.
If she wants to lose, shit.
Why would she lose? Because men don't vote, women vote.
No.
That's not true.
If you get all the women on your team, you can win.
No.
That ain't true. But just because she's a woman don't mean all of the women are going to be on her team.
Donald Trump's going to say something to make the women upset. And then the white women and the black women are going to team up.
That didn't stop them from voting for him before.
Well, he lost.
Yeah. I guess he did.
No, that's fake news. He didn't lose. That's fake news.
No, he lost. He lost against Biden, right?
Yeah, but Biden woke up and went back to sleep. Then he woke up.
Yeah.
All right.
Went back to sleep.
Be
and then
nice.
he woke up. He served his time, man.
Yeah.
Nobody want to be president at 80 years old. That's too much. But Donald Trump is like 80, right?
He's 79, I think.
Well, same thing. 79 and 80 is the same thing.
They both old as hell.
But God bless both of them. Man.
God bless both of them. All right, Kamala, what are we discussing today? What's our topic for the day?
The topic for today is what to do when life throws you a curveball.
When life
That's
throws
our
you a
topic.
curveball.
All right.
I think that's gonna work great with our guest too, man, because he's so well-rounded. He's doing so many things.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's had some curveballs in his life, man.
Now, do you have any examples of where you were planning on doing something and it didn't work out and you had to kind of make last-minute adjustments?
Yeah, man. I was planning on being like a big supermodel when I was younger, but that didn't work out.
Okay.
Then I wanted to be a baseball player.
Right.
That didn't work out too good.
Okay.
I tried boxing. That got knocked out. Then
Okay.
I tried so many different. I tried to be a rapper. Yeah.
Okay, and
That didn't work out.
clearly that didn't work out.
So next thing you know, I just started fixing stuff. I was good at that, and I just kept going.
and you
So,
stuck with it.
Yeah, I stuck with it. Now I'm trying to throw a curveball, change my life into something else. You know?
Okay, with the podcast, right?
With the podcast. How about you, man?
I don't know, man. I hate to sound conceited, but
Here we
like
go.
everything that I've tried to do, I was pretty good at it, and
Yeah.
I try to avoid doing things that I'm not good at.
What'd you do when you was younger?
I got in trouble, man. I didn't do nothing when I was in trouble. I
You
grew up.
didn't do nothing?
I grew up in Hempstead. I went to Marshall School. We did knucklehead shit. I stole, but I changed my life, man.
Well, how old were you when you started stripping?
Yeah, that's all he wanted to bring up.
How old was you when you took that shirt off?
That's not important. I put that in my past, man. I left the pole alone.
You was on the pole?
No, of course not. Don't be
Oh, I
ridiculous.
just gotta check.
But seriously, in order to to touch on that a little bit, when I do something, I like to be the best at it. And when I was in the entertainment business, I was literally the best at what I
heard
did.
about you, man. I heard about you.
I was the best. I ran the entire industry in New York, in my area, and you can ask anybody.
I can't. You know why I can? Because I was talking to this lady today. She said, "Oh my God, are you doing a podcast with X-Rated?" I'm like, "Well, yes, I am." X-Rated. X-rated?
I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't. I was hot in these streets back
Yeah,
then. But
he
no,
was
that's my wife was like, nah, no more of that. So I had to put that behind me.
But
and
you know what?
And then I got into fitness. I got into fitness, and I opened my own gym, and
And you're a coach, right?
I am a coach.
And what kind of coach are you?
Oh boy, here we go. In case anybody doesn't know, our ongoing joke is he has no idea what kind of coach I am. I'm a fitness
He's
coach.
a fitness coach.
I'm a fitness coach. That's what I do.
Okay.
No, sometimes life does throw curveballs at you, meaning like, you think you're going to go one direction. You think God has a plan for you to do something, and then, it doesn't work out that way. So you got to pivot. You got to turn, change directions, and make the best of what you got. Our guest that we have is a perfect example of that. From what I understand, he grew up in my hometown, Hempstead, Long Island. Big ups to Hempstead. He's from the Heights, whatever. But but I'm from the Hills, and he did a little stint in the NFL, from what I understand. And anybody that worked hard enough to get into the NFL, I'm sure that was a huge goal of his.
Yeah, because it takes your whole life, man,
Yeah.
to that point in your life to make it to the NFL, man.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing to do. Not, there's only a few people in the world that even got close enough to do
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah, that
you
even-
have to be physically strong enough, mentally strong enough.
Yeah.
And you have to block out all the other things in order to focus on that football.
You got to have a passion, and it has to be like intense, and you have to grind hard to work to get to be that successful. Even if you didn't do 10 seasons or whatever, to get there is an accomplishment in itself. So I applaud him for that. Kudos, just for that accomplishment.
No
But
doubt.
that's the least of his accomplishments so
Yeah,
far.
You know what? Maybe we should bring him out to find out, man, what's going on.
Let's bring him out.
So without further ado, give it up for our guest, Mr. Noah Burroughs.
Mr. Noah Burroughs. Big up. Come on out. It's hard to tell, man.
You're looking good though, man. That's what really matters,
Yeah, you look good, bro. You look good, bro. You married? You got a family, bro? Tell us a
No,
little bit
I'm
about
not
yourself.
married. I have a 16-year-old son. Like myself, he's an athlete. He spends most of his time doing some kind of competitive sport. So he's a swimmer, and he plays basketball. Trying to stay out of my pockets and finding some tuition money in one of those sports.
Oh yeah,
You know?
man.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
a beautiful thing, man. Because the DNA is strong. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
can come down to the next generation.
At a younger age, my son is built similar to me.
Right.
I think he's got a little more muscles than I did at his age at 16.
Same.
But he's pretty athletic. We have a lot of basketball tournaments that we try to get him involved in, and we had one. Actually, I had one last week with Star Initiatives. We had the basketball tournament. John Wallace was the coach,
Okay.
and he pointed at a lot of players, and he said my son as well. So he's headed in the right direction. So he's got to put more energy and
Nice.
effort into it.
Nice, that's what's up. All right, so talk to us a little bit about what you're doing right now, like what your title is in the community and what it is that you do specifically.
Right now, I'm currently the Village Trustee of the Village of Hempstead, and that's one of the 5 governing bodies that operate the Village of Hempstead. Being in an incorporated village, have legislators that create laws or change laws. They approve businesses licenses. We hire, we move people around depending on the situation, and we just try to make the city function as properly as it can. And I call it a city, even though it's a village, because we're working on making Hempstead into a city.
Now, what would be the change in like how things are structured if it's identified as a city as opposed to a village?
The biggest thing is resources. You get more resources if you're identified as a city.
Okay.
So there's levels of government, just like there's levels of municipalities. So a village is, on the bottom tier.
Right.
We want to get that up higher as far as our demand when it comes to resources. When the state disseminates its money, they go city, town, county, and village.
Yikes.
And so we don't want to be on the bottom anymore. What that means is you're at the beck and call of the town and the county if they decide to give you financial resources.
Right.
So we don't want that. We need financial resources to come directly to us from the state.
Gotcha.
And so, I just give you a number. We may send $20 million. It's just a number, $20 million to the state, and then they'll send back, 15. But they send it to the town. By the time we get it, we get pennies on a dollar. We may get $30,000.
Yeah.
So
Out of a huge number like that, so.
yeah,
That's something.
we want to change the designation because we'll get our direct resources.
Nice. Now, are there other cities in Long Island?
You have Glen Cove as a city,
Okay.
Long Beach is a city, and they do
That's
pretty
correct.
well. They do pretty well with their resources, and you see, it's something that we've been thinking long and hard about, and it's something that we need, and so we're working on making that process.
I'm sure it's not easy. I'm sure
Yeah.
you have to go through some hoops. I'm sure they don't want to just give it up like that.
Yeah, it's kind of odd because the first process is you create a committee. So we have our committee, and then they create what they want the city to look like. They decide if they want a mayor and 4 councilmen, or if they want a mayor and how long the term the mayor will serve,
Right.
how long the councilman will serve the term. Just a lot of nuances on how they want the government to run, to oversee them. They go through that process, then the state has to decide if the process is legitimate. If they say yes, then they bring it back down to the village, and the village residents vote to see if they actually want to do it. If they adopt it, you become a city.
Nice. Okay. Well, we're rooting for Hempstead to become a city. That's my hometown.
Well, I'm from Freeport.
Yeah, get out
on
of
the
here.
other
Right
side
there.
of town. But that's okay.
So we rooting for that. We rooting for. Is it true that you did some time in the NFL?
Yes. That was always my goal. I was like most kids, right? Most,
Yeah,
course,
see, there's
yeah.
a curveball. You see.
most kids, we want to be professional athletes, but me being more astute, I knew that football wasn't going to be my only career because
Right.
football only lasts. NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
So I knew that going in. So football was my plan 1, and teaching was my plan 1A.
Right.
Simultaneously, I worked on both of them at the same time. And in my particular case, I came out of college. Like all of us, we all play a 10-year career. I guess God had some other ideas. So my rookie year, I was injured. So the next year, I got injured again.
Jeez.
So then my 3rd year, I'm down in Florida with the Jaguars. I got injured again. And after a while, the injuries build up.
Did you get playing time? Did you get minutes? Did you get on?
Yeah,
on-field
but
time?
but it
What
wasn't
position
enough.
Did you play?
Different teams, I play different things. To me, it's the same. So I was interchangeable. I was probably one of the players that could have played multiple positions back then, which is rare. So I could have played linebacker. I played strong safety and free safety,
Cool.
which back then you probably only played one. So I played them both.
I played in high school.
Yeah.
I played left bench and right bench.
Of course you did. We already know.
Hey man, listen, as long as you did
I was
something.
on the team. I was
Yep.
on the team.
We already know. But basically, you got injured and things didn't work out. So how did you transition from professional football into politics?
Being an athlete, there's one thing that I guess you don't hone on, you don't focus on as a fan. So we do a lot of community outreach. Most players have their own organizations, they have their own nonprofits, and we give back to the community that way. The funny thing is when I came from college, I came right back to Hempstead because the Jets, we practiced at Hofstra, right? So I thought it was a great thing that I could do things for my community. I didn't have a foundation at the time, so I would just help out my teammates wherever they saw fit. And as years went on, I thought that was very important that we continuously give back to our communities. And when I retired, when I realized I couldn't do that anymore, I created my own foundation, and then I stopped because I wanted to focus more on teaching. So I just got into teaching, and it's kind of a funny thing, your transition. You go from playing football to teaching. Yeah. You go from this person that everybody knows you, they want your autograph, to now you're just
a guy in a classroom with a bunch of kids. They don't know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Mr.
So what did you teach?
History and ELA. The administration kept asking, hey, Noah, won't you go and coach? And I didn't want to. Kind of wanted to get football out of my system for a little while. After probably the third or fourth year, I realized that, it was giving back. And it was time for me to get back more, so I started doing that. And then I got more active with my foundation, and I would reach back into the resources of the NFL, retired players to give us a lot of resources that we could give kids. Yeah. So they'll donate money, they'll donate uniforms and things of that nature. So I thought I could help more kids that way.
Nice. Is your foundation still active?
It is.
Nice.
Yeah. So I use it. Right now I haven't used it a lot because of got into politics. Right. But is that it's not a conflict, it's just the time doesn't mesh well. Coaching is something you got to put a lot of energy into, and I did. So, I coached probably 15 years. So I started in high school, and then I went to coach on at the collegiate level. So I was at Nassau for about 12 years. And, we're pretty successful over there. A couple of national championships.
Nassau has a good team, for sure.
Collegiate level, junior college. And then most of the players, we would try to funnel them to schools where they could see their path directly to the NFL. And so we did that for about 15 players. I have 3-4 players still playing right now.
Nice.
In the NFL. They're much more successful than I was.
You had a bum knee, glass ankle?
No, it wasn't that. It's just sometimes people don't realize what it takes to be a professional. And I made it there off pure talent. I didn't use a lot of technique. So when I got to coaching, I said, I want to make sure that the kids that I coach apply the technique first. One of the most successful kids that I have, he's not the most athletic, but he took all the tools and the technique that I gave him, and he won a Super Bowl in his first year. I like to brag about that and say that's something that I could say I had a huge impact on him. Rasul Douglas, that's his name. So
that is beautiful, man. Because the Super Bowl, that's what everybody.
That's the pinnacle.
That's that's the goal, right?
From what I understand, you have a huge list of accomplishments that you've done for the town and for the village. What are some of the upcoming initiatives that you're working on or would like to implement?
I try to work in different phases. So for me, the people that are most dear to me are children. So I think I was very successful, one, as an educator, and two, as a college football coach. And now I try to work on our seniors. The mayor, he appoints trustees over different departments.
Now, who's the current mayor of Hempstead?
Mayor Wayland Hobbs.
Mayor Wayland Hobbs,
Yeah.
Okay.
So he appointed me over the senior housing, and you are determined how successful you are based on how much energy you put into a specific task. For me, I went and I've toured and I've spoke with our seniors, and they, brought to my attention some of the issues that they had with the housing authority. I worked on figuring out a way that we could solve some of the issues they had, whether it be the heating in the summer. The central air in the summer is not cool enough in the hallways. And in the winter, it's a little bit too hot.
Now, when you say seniors, you're referring to senior citizens that mostly may live alone in certain public housing situations in Long Island, correct?
Yeah, they have a lot of...
That doesn't include like private assisted livings or anything like that?
No. This is only housing authority. So these are HUD mandated buildings.
Okay.
And we have 4. There's some initiatives where I'm going to bring in, and we've already gone through it. It's going to be pretty good, where I think we'll save $200,000 annually. And with the money that we save, you'll see a lot of improvements. So what I just discussed being too hot in the hallways or too cold in the hallways, or the doors being cracked open and they don't have proper ventilation to keep the proper ventilation in or out. So we'll have those things all started. Hopefully by this time next year we'll be done.
Nice.
And that's the thing people don't understand. When you're elected to actually do something. And a lot of people that held the position before me, they just, they would show up.
It would just kind of cruise.
Yeah, they show up, they, take photos, kiss babies, and move on. But to me, that's not effective leadership.
You got to actually do something. You have to make a change. You have to stand for something and then really work hard to make a change.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. You were elected in March, correct?
2021, so it's going on my third year.
Yeah, because I saw the posters around. I was like, wait a minute, is that Noah?
What are you looking to do after this? From what I understand, you're running for something else, right?
Yeah, so now not only Hempstead, I'll be representing you as well, Greg, and Freeport.
Okay.
Running for state assembly. So state assembly, the 18th district, it's Hempstead, Roosevelt, Freeport, Uniondale, Baldwin, Lakeview, and pieces of Garden City, and also West Hempstead. So,
all right, cool.
Just looking to bring some things that every town and every hamlet needs. So I'm trying to bring things to every community that they need, like I just described. I identify a problem and I try to fix it. A huge boost of confidence.
Yeah.
That amount of money she raised in one day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's insane. Yeah, it was a lot.
Did she raise 200 million?
Yeah.
I think it was, I don't know if Greg is accurate, but I think it was
I don't think it was
211 million. Not in one day, but
86 million in one day.
yeah, but so far she's up to 211 million. I saw it this morning on CNN.
Do you think that she has a chance to win this election against Donald Trump?
I do.
That was my biggest question to ask you. That's what I really wanted to know, because honestly, I don't know. I really wanted to know what you thought, what your thoughts were on that.
I'm a huge believer in energy, and energy you put out is the energy you get in return. So for me, I don't care. I didn't care if it was Biden or Kamala Harris. To me, I'm putting the energy out and I'm putting a lot of my effort out into making sure whoever owns on that Democratic ticket gets elected, because that only helps me. And when I say me, I mean us. Not only we need the president to win, but we also, it's kind of hard for me to say this right now, but the most important elections that people don't realize is not the presidential election, it's really your local elections. Because those are the people that bring more resources that you need. So for us, the biggest thing that we need is 5 congressional seats that we need to win in order to flip the House. And that way, I can pick up the phone and make a phone call to the federal government and get resources sent to our district easier than it would if
you're the minority, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing that we got to be concerned about more than the president. But to me, they both go hand in hand. The congressional seats, we get those seats back. The president wins as well. For our communities, it's going to mean a lot, So there's a lot of things that we're trying to do. At the county level, you have the county executive. We've asked him for $1.7 million.
Who's our current county executive?
Bruce Blakeman.
Bruce Blakeman. The last one I remember was Galata, Thomas Galata. So I don't know how long ago that was, but Bruce Blakeman, I have heard of him. What do you think of him?
You ask him for something, you think you should get it. Pretty simple, right? So we wanted, in the Village of Hempstead, we asked for 1.7 so we could start our water treatment plant facility, water reconstitution, where our water has 1.4 dioxide in it, and that's the state has mandated that we get it below 1.4, and we can't do that without funding. So we've asked.
So they give you a mandate without funding.
Exactly. So
figure it out.
But we did get money from Chuck Schumer, which is our senator. So he gave us 5.
You were at a meeting or some type of event where he was there. I saw that.
So he gave us $5 million, but that's not for the plant itself. We need that 1 point to start demolishing and rebuilding. And we need to get that money from the county. So remember, I told you guys the level of government you have: state, city, town, county. So once the county got that money from the state, they could do what they want to do with it. Now, Bruce Blakeman says that he's waiting for other federal government agencies to see what they're going to do with the money, but this is a county issue, so we should get that money from him. And so, other places, they could use that money, they could use that same $1.7 million to fix the roads in Garden City. Whereas we're fighting for something basic,
Of course,
like clean drinking water.
Yeah.
And so this is why I stress to people voting is very important. At times people don't understand the importance of voting. They say, oh, it doesn't change anything for us. Well, right now, if you live in the village of Hempstead and you're drinking water that's unsafe based on the state mandates, you want to vote, and you want to vote for people who's going to make that change. And for me,
I'm sorry. Are you saying, you just said the water in Hempstead is not safe?
according to state mandates. So the state has mandated that we lower what they call forever chemicals. We lower the 1.4 dioxide that's in our water to below 1.4. We can't do that unless we change the old infrastructure that we have at our water plant.
Okay.
Now that costs a lot of money, so they give us this mandate, but they didn't give us any funding. So the place where we get the funding from is at the county. The county says we don't have the money, we're gonna wait until the federal government does something, which doesn't make sense because they have the money, but they just choose not to give it to us. They'll give it to, Levittown, East Meadow,
And
other
Hempstead
places.
gets the raw end of the deal, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it bees like that. All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit. We like to talk about entrepreneurship because both of us, we run our own business. So my question is, do you have any programs or know of any programs to help small businesses get off the ground or to get funding for people who have already started small businesses that may be in danger of losing or anything like that?
Well, I try to do that funding or opportunities for businesses and homeowners to at least know where to go get resources to protect their homes or businesses. So what I do know is I'm very skilled at finding people who could help other people in other areas. Where I may not be the expert on businesses or small businesses, I know who is. So I usually try to team up people with our local Chamber of Commerce, our president. They're very active. So you have a lot of businesses in the village of Hempstead today and outside villages. They've even recruited businesses in West Hempstead, East Meadow, and Levittown to join that chamber because they've been very active at one, showing them where to get resources that they would not have known about, and also giving them ideas to generate business into their personal establishment.
What about small business funding? Just getting a business off the ground. If you come to the town with a business plan for a business that you want to open,
This is all through our chamber. They're very active.
Yeah, because I just went to a pop-up in Hempstead, and it was really nice, man. Keith Sky organized a pop-up in Hempstead on Fulton Avenue. I think it was 170 Fulton Avenue, and they had all these beautiful black women with their wares and their businesses. It was really nice, man. I was like, we got to do more of that, We got to support each other because, our dollars is not traveling through the black community enough in order to, get bigger. It's just going out.
Yeah.
Not coming back in.
I have a question. Are they doing anything for first-time home buyers?
That's something that's done that I actually understand the process of, and I can't actually myself personally do it until after the election, until I actually take seat. So that's first I got to get through November 5th.
Okay.
And then January, which is inauguration. So the prior Assemblywoman, she did host, as well as Sheila Bino, who's a county legislator. They both did host first-time homebuyer forums and seminars where it teaches people how to purchase a home as a first-time homebuyer, where you can find grants.
Yeah.
Teaches you how to improve on your credit. It teaches you the structure of buying a home, of interest rate, and the do's and don'ts of what you're buying a house, and how to find a proper house in the market. So it's an intense program, and it teaches you exactly how to own a home and to avoid pitfalls.
Nice, that's dope. All right, so you talked a little bit about being an assemblyman. So we know that that's what you're shooting for. So tell everybody a little bit about what your next step is as a politician. What are you running for, and what does that entail?
A state assembly member is your legislator over a specific district in the towns which I named earlier, and we are in charge of improving on that area in many different ways. So in my district, there's education being my background. That's one of the main focuses that I want to focus on. Charter schools, they may be a good thing for certain people, but if you understood how they function, you would understand that it creates competition negatively for a public school. And usually public
Right.
schools end up hurting because of charter schools existing. So I don't oppose charter schools, but I do oppose the way they're funded. So a charter school is funded, their funding comes from public schools. So if you're a businessman and you decided to open a charter school in, say, Roosevelt, the Roosevelt school budget, if it was $100 million, it would drop depending on how many Roosevelt students from Roosevelt went to that charter school.
Oh, so they take the money allotted for each student, and if they go there, and then they send it to that place.
Correct.
So it takes a hit. So it's not necessarily beneficial as it should be for the community. Yeah, it may be beneficial for the students who go there and they get a better education. But
I don't know about better.
No?
The charter schools, they have so many unregulated examples that they can go through. So for one example, the teachers are not certified. So in a public school, there's rigorous training and certifications you have to go through in order to become a teacher.
Yeah.
Charter school, that's not the case. Charter schools teachers probably last around 3 years and then they transition out in somewhere else. Well, it might look like you're getting a better education. You're not, because what they do is they pick the best students from all the school districts that are neighboring.
they put them there. So now they got this great performance level because these kids are already performing at a high
Exactly.
level. So it's not like they're improving anything. They're just helping foster what these kids were already doing.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, for a lot of people just joined. For anybody that just joined, we're talking to Hempstead Village Trustee Noah Burroughs, former NFL player, current Village Trustee, and he is currently running for Assemblyman in the town of Hempstead, correct?
In the 18th Assembly.
In the 18th Assembly. So, yeah. So, shout out to him for that. All you people go out there and vote for that. All right, so where do you see yourself as a politician? Like, what's your ultimate goal? Do you see yourself to the White House, man? Like, what? Nah, seriously, what's
You'll look
like
good in the White
like
House.
if yeah, for real.
You got to get married to get the White House, right?
Yo, and ladies, he's single.
Yeah,
he's
I
not
don't know
married.
how single he
I don't
is.
know how
But
single.
he's a little bit single.
but he ain't married.
He ain't married, so.
He ain't married, so I know I got some comments in here. They're interested. but yeah, like, what's your ultimate goal? Let's go right there. What do you see yourself?
So for me, just so you know, I just try to transition into helping as many people as I can. So initially, teaching was helping a group of individuals I thought I could improve on something in their lives. Coaching was something where I could help improve on their lives. Being a village trustee was improving on people's lives throughout the entire village. So the state assembly seat came available, and I thought it was a very important thing that someone ran for that position that cared. They're doing it for the right reasons. They know that I care about kids a lot, and so that's the purpose that I ran for the seat. And so if there's something in the future where I could help on a higher capacity, that's what I want to do.
Nice.
So whether it be the White House, whether it be at the governor's office,
Whatever it may be, but you're just all about helping people, and that,
There's nothing wrong with that.
and that's dope. We definitely can't be mad at that, man. That's dope. Do you see yourself in a different place in 5 years, or ever being outside of politics? Do you see that anything like that could happen, or you know that this is your goal, this is your journey?
Well, to be honest, my dad grew up in civil rights, and so a lot of the reason why I am the way I am as far as trying to help is because I heard these stories from my dad. He marched, he was part of the SCLC, which is Martin Luther King's Southern Leader Christianship
Nice.
Committee. So, he had a lot of stories that he told me at 15 years old where he would integrate certain communities in Savannah, Georgia, and then he moved on to Atlanta. I realized that I stopped doing what I did because I loved it. So I love teaching kids. I love coaching kids. I love being involved in athletics. But I realized it's more important for me to be involved in politics. So do I see myself veering off from that? I don't, unless there's a lot of kids that I've taught step up and they begin to become involved in politics and they want to do it for the right reasons as well. And I could see I've done something that, I led a movement where people are doing it similar to what I want to do, or better. Otherwise, then no, I have to continue to do it to make sure that we start getting things that we really deserve in our community. if that doesn't happen, then this is what I'm doing.
Got you. I feel that. So we talked a little bit about a mutual friend that we have, Jeff Daniels, the deputy mayor of Hempstead. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with him.
Well, first off, we start off with Jeff. He's a very intelligent person, very smart.
He was the top of our class. We went to school together for the first 6 years, elementary school. Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Marshall School. Yeah.
Jeff's very smart, so I leaned on him a lot to learn about how municipalities ran. So along with the mayor, I would just sit back in the beginning. My first year, probably, I would just listen and be a sponge. And Jeff has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the market and revitalizing communities. So, you know, that's an area where, like I say, I'm not an expert in a certain area, so I lean on those who I consider to be. And I consider Jeff to be an expert when it comes to development. I consider him to be an expert when it comes to knowing the playing field of politics. So I lean on them a lot. I think they could appreciate that because they see not only that I'm leaning on them, I'm also bringing something to the table where there's some things that they may not have that I could bring to the table. And we appreciate each other for that. We don't have a working relationship. We call ourselves brothers. Nice. And the mayor and Jeff Daniels, those are my older brothers, you know. So don't tell that to the mayor because he always says he's younger than me.
All right, well, I haven't seen or spoke to Jeff in years, so please tell him I said what's up, man. And, you know, shout outs to him. And I'm really happy and proud of what he's done for the town of Hempstead and for the whole entire community. So, you know, Jeff, I appreciate you. If you're watching, I appreciate you, man. And I definitely want to chop it up with you one day. Got a couple of more questions before we let you get out of here. So this is an important question. Since you're big on education and you're big on kids, and that's really important to you, this is a topic that we discussed last week about college, right? So do you have any advice when it comes to kids, career choices? Would you recommend college for every kid, or do you think entrepreneurship or trade school could be a better way to go? Like, what's your opinion on that? Because we had a very heated discussion last week, and, you know, neither one of us went to college. A lot of people didn't go to college and are still, very, very successful. Do you feel like you have to go to college in order to be successful?
That's like saying, does everybody like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? You know, some people don't. And being an educator, there are kids that I've come across that no matter what I try, they're not engaged enough into education. They'll do the bare minimum.
Right.
No, I'm not for all kids going to college. I know plenty of people who've been successful that haven't gone to college. So it's not something that I push on everyone. I push on people individually to do what they want to do.
Right.
So recently we had a change and shift in the school board. Usually the village and the school board are separate unless it's a city. We've been able to work with the new school board. So I've been able to try and have them implement a new program where kids graduate from high school and they go right into a career,
But some type of trade, basically.
a trade where they can go into and they can provide for their family someday.
Nice.
So they're working with a local.
I like that
with local
because
union.
that's always an opportunity. You know, there's great trades out there that are available, that are long-lasting businesses.
And
that
some of them are quite lucrative too, man. They got plumbers out here making six figures. They got carpenters making six figures.
Yeah, that's one of the trades that we wanna help foster.
HVAC. I mean, there's so many different things you could do, man. They even got landscapers out
Yeah,
here.
not saying that college is.
telling
No,
you,
it's
man,
true.
that's
It's
big
true.
money in
Business
grass,
is
man.
business is business. Not saying that college is not, a great option, but I just don't think that, if you didn't go to college, you're automatically failed. And another thing is that sometimes kids go to college and they're only going because they feel like that's the right thing to do. They don't know what they're going there for, and they're lost, and then they end up not finishing because it wasn't for them, and then they end up having
Wasting a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, wasting time and money and having to figure it out. But yeah, that was, just wanted to get your thoughts on that. But, last question. What do you think about Kamala? We spoke about this off camera, but what do you think? Does she have a chance?
Oh, of course, she has a great chance. I believe throughout the party, throughout the entire country, she has a huge uptick in support. And
Okay.
we can see that in the first day of the funds that she raised over Act Blue in the first day, which is $86 million, more than anybody's done all year.
So she raised $86 million for her campaign in one day.
In one day.
Yeah, that's big. Word.
Yeah.
They got this new thing. They had the black guys on there, and they raised like some kind of millions of dollars. Now they got white dudes for Camilla. I'm like, this is Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I
so
think she has a great opportunity, a great chance to win. But I don't take anything for granted. So I still think the legwork needs to be done. The phone calls need to be made. The doors need to be knocked on.
He's supposed to say, "Let's debate tomorrow," but he didn't say that.
And I don't think he wants the smoke
doesn't
with,
want the smoke
with
because he
Kamala
gonna
because
say
that's not like debating with Joe Biden. Like it's nothing like that. She's gonna come prepared.
I told her if she picks another woman, he gonna say something to make the women mad, and it's over. I'm telling you, because women vote and men might vote, but women will vote, and if you make them mad,
They definitely gonna vote
He does.
against you. Yeah.
they organized men will be like, who cares? But women will organize, and they'll come out there and start selling cupcakes and cookies. Next thing you know, you're done.
I agree,
You
man.
know, so but we'll see now. I'm gonna try to support her.
So you would recommend everybody to go out to the polls and vote for Kamala?
I not only would I recommend they vote for Kamala, I'm on the ticket. I'll be on the Democratic ticket. So we'll roll way all the way. So you got, in this district, you have people who are running for congressional seats. We're trying to get congressional seats.
Oh, so you're running
Lawrence,
now
what
with
camera
this
can he address when he gives them the information about the voting and everything? So look directly in that camera, tell them what to look for when they're going on that ballot and who to vote for.
When you go to vote, it depends on what district you're in, but I can tell you in Nassau County, you have 2 congressional seats that we're really vying for, one being Laura Gillen. I'll be on the ticket in a lot of different areas with Laura Gillen, Sheila Bino, it'll be myself, it'll be Kamala Harris. In other districts, it'll be Sheila Bino, Laura Gillen, Tom Swazi, Kamala Harris again. So for me, I just make it very simple, as everyone always hears. The Democratic line is vote row A all the way. And that will make sure that we get all the local resources that we
Vote
need.
row A all the way.
All the way.
All right? I like that.
rapper too,
I
look
like
at
that. Vote row A all the way on the Democratic
Work out,
Party.
you can get an album out.
Yeah, man. Nah, well, that's definitely not gonna. Well, yo, listen, Noah, man, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the show, man. You was a great guest, and you gave a lot of amazing information that I'm sure our guests were very interested in hearing. So, thank you for coming out, man. We really appreciate you. Any last things you wanna say or you wanna talk about?
Thank you and Greg for having me, and I do understand this is your 10th episode, and congratulations on that.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And hope for many, many more. And we got to make sure we get you guys out to that Black Wall Street and other events that we have in the village.
We got one more thing you got to say with us. You are now officially a member of the Old Man Gang. Thank you. All right, thanks for coming out, man. We appreciate you, Noah, man. Thanks.
No problem. All right, Greg.
No doubt.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah.